Our team of creative third-year students features members from a diverse set of skills and interests. In turn, this combination allowed us to have many different perspectives when working on Align. First off, we have Connor Almond, who is a part of the fashion and interior design modules. Next, Emily Chambers is in the fashion and acting and dance modules. Allison Perez is in the fashion and music modules. Following, Jenna Perther is a member of the storytelling and media and acting and dance modules. Yas Salayumum works in the communications and visual culture modules. And lastly, Jacob Watson is in the fashion and print and publishing creative modules. Our product. The intent behind our product was to address how we might help wannabe allies find each other so that they may form communities of people with shared perspectives and goals. For instance, here is an outline of our storyboard. As demonstrated, while on social media, someone is exposed to and begins to learn about the injustices that minority groups face today and wants to start making a difference. However, given that they don't already have an all-encompassing, incredible source of information, they turn to the internet and find Align. They then discover how they can help and connect with others in the same situation. Finally, they attend a protest in support of equality. Its name comes from the combination of allyship and aligning perspectives, and this idea was built into each of its features. This new social media platform was created by allies for allies and offers a safe and inclusive community space for allies to connect with one another, share and collaborate on ideas, learn about global injustices, and more. The platform's additional features include video calls, private and group messaging, a public page where you can post general information and questions and people can then like, comment, and share and respond, links to external sources for educational resources, petitions, community gatherings, and so forth, ad space for minority-owned businesses divided by area, and lastly, event pages for in-person support and solidarity. So what are the other reasons to choose Align? Well, it's a filtered community space that functions as a one-stop shop for all your allyship needs. Its features centered around unity play a huge part in creating a unique and focused platform for allies seeking to learn and participate, and for allies wanting to share what they have learned so far. Unlike Facebook, Instagram, and other social media platforms, Align is designed with the intent to make allyship accessible to all and combines the features of multiple platforms into one convenient app and website.
Moving on to the creative process we went through to reach this solution. In this course, we were exposed to the method of design thinking. Design thinking is a linear scientific strategy that prioritizes user opinions and feedback in its creations. Design thinking has 5 stages entitled. We completed this assessment step by step. First, for team familiarity, we got to know each other better by sharing our modules, creative interests, and expectations of ourselves in this assignment. We now know from this course how important a diverse team is in creative expression. Second, we identified the extreme users of products. We used the potato peeler as an example to get the hang of it. Our given topic this term was allyship, and we were tasked with developing a product or service that works to serve wannabe allies. Then, we found the extreme users of allyship to know exactly who we were targeting and what their behaviors were. Knowing your customers deeply helps you best identify with them. We determined that the extreme users were young adults, liberals, political leaders, and businesses. It was then time to interview extreme users and empathize with their issues. We were sure to develop open-ended questions that evoked stories from our subjects. This gave us much more insight than yes or no answers. We now had a firmer understanding of allyship and felt passionate about making changes for these people. From those interviews, we made observations to narrow our findings into usable information. We each noted our major takeaways verbatim, not yet making insights. Next, we analyzed all that information further and noted repeating points. For example, we found that many allies felt disconnected from their communities and wished to feel heard and supported more often. Our insights provided us with the information needed to create "sometimes people will" statements, which were generalizations from the conclusions we drew. We landed on the statement, "Sometimes people will organize themselves into groups to fight inequality because they realize the strengths of multiple voices." "Sometimes people will" statements are then redefined into "how might we" statements, and this helped us figure out exactly what problem we aim to solve. Next, we brainstormed solutions to that problem. Here, we let our group members free associate in order to create an inviting environment where people could be vulnerable. We all voted on our favorites and decided to create a new social media platform designed directly for allies. So that's where Align comes in. Align is a new social media platform created by allies for allies. We finished off our process by creating a storyboard for a final video and planned an experiment to learn more about our users' needs and determine whether our assumptions made in the storyboard were true.
Finally, we have our experience during this process. We collectively enjoyed exploring the design thinking process and seeing a collection of fragmented ideas become a singular larger one. We also enjoyed learning about our peers' creative processes and taking aspects to better our own. And finally, we all liked the topic of this project. Learning about allyship and having guest speakers helped us gain all insights on how we can play a role in the fight for equity, and we wish we had more time to explore this process, as we believe it would have allowed us to develop a better solution. However, we are aware in the real world, designers are often put under various time constraints. As well as creatives, we like to be in control and leading. So not knowing exactly what this project will be and placing trust in our instructors' hands was difficult for us, but in the long run, it taught us to release ourselves from our perfectionist tendencies and to be vulnerable. The vagueness of the instructions were hard to determine what is wanted/expected from us and how we would have set up our project. And finally, the assignment also proved to be difficult to complete collaboratively due to the circumstances of this semester and COVID-19.
By exploring the process of design thinking, we felt a welcoming sense of reassurance, knowing that there is a framework that can help guide us to new and better ideas. Additionally, we will also be able to apply what we've learned with the design thinking process to other areas of our life, future business endeavors, entrepreneurship, and other creative processes. One of the main things that we learned throughout this process is that there's not one way to create. Instead, there are different models that an individual can choose from based on their specific mediums and approach. Additionally, we learned that creativity can be fostered in any team environment by simply utilizing design thinking and other creative processes and following their guiding principles.